YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. In this episode, we are at Night Shift Performance. You can see Toby in the background. His car is very, very loud. But we got the Mustang right here, and we're going to be replacing the valve body on our built 10R80. This also works for regular 10R80s because it's the same exact thing. So, brother is loud. Brother is loud. He's got the ESS G3 X kit, I'm pretty sure. This car looks crazy, sounds crazy too, but mine's faster. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get the Mustang up on the lift, and we're gonna get all of the tools laid out first. I'll show you guys every single tool that you need. We already have the valve body bought from Ford and in possession. So pretty much all we gotta do is raise up the Mustang, go ahead and drop the valve body, and get to it. Woo. Lifting it up so you can see the 10R80 right under there. Yeah, I don't have fog lights. Who needs them? More airflow. So we got the Mustang up in the air. We already removed, and by we I mean Blaine, already removed the heat shield that goes around these bolts here. It's pretty simple. I don't remember the size, but we got this bracket right here disconnected, and we've got our little drain bucket thing, and then a transfer pump from AutoZone. This was like 10 bucks. We already took out the drain plug. We're going to put the pipe in there, drain as much as we can, and then drop the valve body entirely. Not the valve body, the cover here. And then there's a valve body underneath, and I'll show you guys that once we start transferring some fluid from the transmission to the pump. Now that we have most of the fluid drained from the transmission, I'm probably sure that there's a couple little bits in there, but we got most of it in the bucket over here. So next step really is to get, I don't remember the size, I'll probably put it in the video somewhere around here. But we got a bunch of bolts here. I'll give you the quantities as well, listed on the top left of the video screen. But I'm just gonna go ahead and remove them, drop this entire thing right here, and we should have access to the valve body. And I'll show you guys that once it's complete.
When's the part when you replace the leaking rear end seal?
Huh? That just tells me that there's oil in it, because if it's leaking, you know what I'm saying? If it stops leaking oil, then I know there's an issue. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, now we got all of the bolts out here. Should be able to unscrew them with my hand. And as soon as this last bolt is done, it should drop.
So here comes the valve body, all those bolts are out. Huh. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, there's fluid in here. So as you can see, we are underneath of the 10R80 Mustang, and all of the goodies are in here. So we're gonna go ahead and pull off the pump, the filter right there, and then we should be able to drop the valve body quite easily. Now we're underneath the 10R80 Mustang. You can see this is the valve body and all that stuff. I think I said that in the last clip, but I'm gonna take an 8mm here. We're gonna drop the filter because it is quite leaking. It's probably not supposed to be an 8mm, but it works and I don't really care, so here we go. Long bolt, nice. I should probably remember where we're gonna put this. But, so that's the one right there for the filter. Yeah, the transmission filter. Then we got another one on this side. And the filter, ooh, it's leaking. Okay, cool. Yeah, be careful with that if you're doing it on a lift. You know, most people would do this when they're building the 10 speed, but anyways. Just wiggle it out carefully.
Oh, it's going everywhere.
Yeah, we're just gonna let it drain for a little bit. No, we're not. Okay, I probably should have. Anyways, now I'm covered in transmission fluid and clutch material, but this is the filter. You should probably replace this. I'm not going to because the transmission is literally 100 miles old.
There's clutch material in there too?
I don't know, we're gonna have to look at it. Duh. Underneath there, we gotta remove the pump. That's where this was connected to. And then we gotta pull off a couple harnesses there, and there's arrows pointing to every single one of the bolts. I will be linking a video in the description that shows a very, very in-depth tutorial on how to do this, literally bolt by bolt. But if you're just watching to do it, this should be pretty simple if you have basic mechanical understanding of, you know, take out the bolt that the arrow points to. It's really simple. So now that we got the pump, now that we got the filter off, the thingy off, whatever, there's actually down here on the F-150s, I believe, I'm not too sure about the Mustangs, there's an auto start, auto stop pump. Some other whatever crap that I don't have on the base model, so you know, lightweight. We removed it actually. I'm just kidding. It was never on the car, so we don't have to remove that. We can go ahead and start. I think it's 8 bolts. And if you can see right here, If you can see right here, there's little arrows that point to every single bolt that needs to be removed. So there we go. That's 3. We did 1 here. There's 2 here. There's a couple more around it. Just look for the arrows. It should be 8, I think. I'll go ahead and pop it up on the screen if it is something different. If it's 8, then I don't have to edit. So nice. We're gonna go ahead and get those bolts taken care of, and we should be able to drop the entire assembly down, inspect it. I've got to cut it in half to get rid of the thermal bypass, and then I can go ahead and put the brand new valve body right over there. Take a picture of the serial numbers, program it into Forscan, put everything back. Oh, I said Forscan. Program it, all of it into Forscan, sorry, and then we'll be good to test the car. Oh, there it is, the valve body. Woohoo! So now we got the entire valve body out of the 10R80 transmission. As you can see, it is right here on the floor. This is the old one. This is the new one. We have to split this one apart. This one has a thermal bypass valve and this one does not. And I want that thermal bypass because it drops the temps by a lot. So we have to swap these 2 out, get this core ready to go and packaged up back in that box right over there next to Toby. And then we can go send this back. It's about a 2-hour drive and we can get some money back for our troubles. Now we got the 2 valve bodies separated side by side. We've got the old one right over there and the new one. We're gonna be doing a thermal bypass valve on this brand new one. So we're pretty much gonna be transferring it out of this one and putting it in that one. And Toby's heading out. Yeah. No, not yet, I guess. Toby's just heading out. Woo. Sounds crisp. Zoom in on that motor. Hi, Toby. For some reason, the new valve body had these weird E11 bolts that we didn't have, but we made it happen. And this is the old one. Everything's already removed here. We got the fluid thingy. I can't talk. We got this, the valve, the thermal bypass valve, and we're going to be taking it out of that one and swapping it. So I'll show you guys the stock one, and then I'll show you guys this one. And it's really simple stuff. We're going to be splitting that open now with a proper tool, a screwdriver. Yep. And then we'll be able to see the brains of the clean one versus the dirty one. All right, so boom, cap off. Where's the rest of it? Okay, so that spring just sits in here, so I can pull up on the spring. It should slide out. Get that little pick tool. So this is the stock thermostat thingy thing. I'm gonna pop that spring out. Boom. And you can see inside of here, this is a thermostat. So once it gets a certain temperature, it'll open up. This one here, just freaking stays closed all the time. So really, really simple install. I'm gonna go ahead and use the new spring because the old one's probably worn out from all the opening and closing. Don't remember which one that was, but boom. Ugh, I'm shaking. I'm hungry. Now we got the key. Really simple. Push this down. Other side actually. Don't fall. Stick the key in. Push the key all the way through. Boom. Just like that. And that is how you do a thermal bypass on a 10R80 valve body. Now the hard part is putting everything back in, but it should be pretty easy. And here we are torquing them to, what was it?
80 to 100 inch-pounds.
Boom. And that's so we don't cause any damage to the gasket underneath. And we're also torquing it just to show you guys that we actually do good work. And we are completely done. I'm kidding, almost. We have to put the fluid back in. Not this one, we're gonna get some new fluid. But we got all of the bolts already tightened up. The pan is good to go. I did drop one of the bolts in there, so we're gonna drain that first. so I can put that one back in. Otherwise, this thing is ready to go. We do have to reprogram it in Forscan, and it came with a little serial number thing that we have to reprogram. I will learn how to do that and then show you guys how to do that. Pretty simple. But this took us about, what, three hours?
Yeah.
3 hours, 4 hours-ish. This was the first time, and we ran into a little bit of a snag with the newer valve body that had some freaking E11 bolts. We did not have that, so we had to use vice grips. But if that was not there, I swear it probably would have taken us 2 hours, especially if we had one of those transmission fluid pump thingies, but we just had a little transfer pump, so that took quite a while. But anyways, everything is almost done. I will now switch over to when we are programming with Forscan after we put the new fluid in. So a little bit of a switch up here. There is now an S2000 that makes 1500 wheel horsepower up on the lift. This is my buddy Nick, so I'll probably tag him on the Instagram below. I'm not too sure how long he's gonna have this car though, but we just dropped it off in the trailer, managed to roll it. Doesn't have the transmission because it's right there. They built TH400, his previous one blew up. And come check out some of this damage here in the underside here. You can kind of see it. It made all these dents and stuff. It is like, look at that, pushed in. Can't really see it on video, but this thing makes some serious power. And Blaine over here is taking the task of putting up all these different bolts and stuff in a collection here to put the entire TH400 back, everything good to go, and get this car running so he can do a couple rip skis on this thing. YouTube, welcome. We are doing the Forscan bit. I apologize for the lack of quality. I didn't bring my camera, and I'm trying to do all this and also film for TikTok here. So I've got my computer kind of contraction set up. It's charging over there with a cable. I am now connected to the Wi-Fi, which is exactly what you need. Apparently you do need Wi-Fi to do this. My laptop needs this. Anyways, we got the connector hooked up here. I already reverted to the stock bass tune with my N gauge over here. So pretty sure, let's connect this. Ignition on, so let's go ahead and turn it on. Let's make sure this is an HS can. Okay, so basically just follow all the instructions here. Ignition is on. I'm gonna hit OK. Now it's checking the Wi-Fi. Hopefully everything's good because I am filming on my phone. So there we go, boom. Everything is working here. I don't want to load the selected profile. No. Cool. So it's checking through all of the codes here, and the very first thing I'm going to do is reset the transmission tables. So as soon as this is done, it'll say down at the bottom here, you kind of see it, it'll say like complete or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and wait till this is done and then show you guys the afterwards. Now that it says it's ready, I'm going to go over here to the settings right there and clear a transmission adaptive cables. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And this right here will reset all of it. So reset to HS can. It is an HS can. Click OK. I'm just going to run it through. I have to switch it, I think, again. To the MS button. There's a little switch there on the USB thing. Pretty simple stuff. There we go. Service procedure completed, 100%. Next up, I'm going to go to this configuration tab here, and then over here it says transmission characterization update. I'm going to go ahead and click that. I'm going to go through all of the settings. Now this is my first time. Read the transmission solenoid. This is my first time doing this, so I'm going to go ahead and link a video down in the description that shows how to do this literally step by step. So I'm going to go ahead and follow that. I'm really not going to film. But once this is updated, the transmission should be connected and we should be able to shift again. So as you guys can see, it is a little bit late at night. I did have to buy the extended license, but as you can see, I've already gone ahead and updated everything like that. Go ahead and check out that tutorial. Really simple stuff once you have that extended license. But as you can see here, we got the updated solenoid strategy. Oh, I don't want to do that. Is it okay? I'm going to go ahead and clear the codes. And we should be good. I'm going to go reflash the old E85 tune, and we should be able to go ahead and drive around for a little bit. Drive? It's in, dude, no, like, boom! It's in drive! I didn't even feel it! Am I in drive? I don't know! Okay, watch this. We're moving. Shift. This is the smoothest it's ever shifted. Ever. And it's still learning, like, when to shift. Dude, this is all I wanted, man. Screw the new clutches. We're just like on fire.
Destroy all the
Dude, the video would go crazy.
Probably too slow speed. Let's go down to 6.
time. One more time. Ready? Ready?